Freestyle. Okay.
Freestyle as well, interesting.
Freestyle banned by Afi and also by Aurel, who are the top seeds, so this might be a slight advantage for them. But of course, we now have a best of 7, so it's a default pick and ban phase with only one banning phase and one pick phase with a random map at the end. And we see Agility Dash, then Slow Down. Agility Dash for the first time, I think, today, the longest map in the map pack. Then Back and Forth. Parkour, also a map that we have seen quite often today. So we're definitely going to see those maps if it will not be a 4-0 again. And I think that we're also going to see maps like Raps, Slippy Slides as well.
Slides,
But maybe Flip of Faith as well as map 6. But I expect a close match here as well, unless one team is really building up a lot of momentum. I'm hyped for Slowdown. Maybe we're gonna see a 0.1. I think
0.1. I would love to dream like that as well. I think a 0.2 is very possible, definitely, for sure.
Definitely.
I definitely think that players will have stepped up. Like, they have made incredible performances so far, but even still, I think. Okay, Flip of Faith, interesting.
Raps not being chosen, back and Forth is in there, but also Arrow Pipes as the random map, and Raps again left aside. It seems like Raps is always in there, and it's never gonna be played, kind of.
Yes, indeed. Raps is of course one of those maps where the map itself is really great, but it is an identity that is so hard to drive consistently fast. Alright, but yeah, before we start, we are gonna, of course, watch another teaser once again for this match coming up, looking back at the previous match between BDS and SOLARY.
The two world champions, RL, who has best and 8th place in the World Cup, getting a low line, almost clipping out. Afi joins him, try to secure an ace here. Carl right there, but they're gonna get it.
Only a few more jumps left at the ending. Going into the identity, Carl jumping really far. All of them making the first jump, the second jump coming in. Carl is overtaking, he's almost taking it, he's getting at it. Carl getting that 2 points for SOLARY.
RL chasing for the ace, getting past both Carl Jr. and Pack. Big round for BDS.
He going really inside, trying to see if he can overtake, almost getting the snipe. What a turn coming from Afi in the ending to take home that first place. Pack sliding out, and it will actually be the point for Team BDS.
Aurel and Afi versus Carl Jr. and Pack. Let's see what Aurel and Afi can do here, as we're gonna start off the match with Agility Dash, a map where Muda has the world record. I think it was a 0.40 if I get it off of my head correctly here. No, it was Gwen with a 0.49, right? Something like that. I think Muda also had a really good time on this map, but I might get something wrong here. But no, it's actually 0.41 by Muda. I think I got that one correct in my head. So the graphic is not up to date. Good, I got that.
Oh, good. And now going to the first round, of course. We see currently Afi in the lead, but not getting a good landing right there, bouncing off and finding himself now behind. Pack also not with a good slide, losing there and falling even further behind. We have quite a lot of mistakes here coming in. Actually, Pack with another crash right there. That is actually quite interesting. First round, and we already have mayhem in the match between the players here. Alright, going into the full speed section here, following Carl Jr. Aurel currently in the lead with a good start. This is of course the pick from BDS as they were seed number 1. Now going into this tight section there, Aurel doing that really well. Afi also climbing a little bit closer to Carl Jr. even though he made a mistake at the beginning. Coming closer here as well. This is a very difficult part. Now these transitions left to right and now left again. That is super close, and now coming into the identity, into the agility dash part. This is really close. Afi with not the best approach. Following Carl Jr. right here. He is attacking Aurel. He has more speed.
Oh my god!
He goes so tight right there, and I think he has it if he doesn't mess up the finish. It's a 129.0, catching back up to Aurel at the very end. And there you go, Carl Jr. winning the round and securing the draw in the very first round right here.
Yeah, so a lot of mistakes have happened there. It was Pack who was falling behind a lot there. But of course, it is Carl Jr. saving the day with an incredible identity there. And if we take a look onto the match from the playday 3-4, of course it was between them, and also we didn't start with this map, I actually thought, but it was a 10-2 for BDS on that map, and I think it's not starting like that, so maybe just a small reminder like how the match went there. But Afi with a beautiful low jump clipping there to get around, and he's leading by 0.2 of a second. And let's see what Aurel is doing. He's still 0.3 behind. Carl Jr. and Pack with a good line. Pack going so close there. We have seen Ratchet making a lot of mistakes in that section yesterday, but now the speed slide comes into play. Over 630, 40 speed is good. Okay, 640 speed from Aurel, going into second position with that even. Also opts for a wider approach to have more speed in that uphill section. But of course, the map is not gone just yet. We still have 30 seconds to race, as Afi is leading by 0.4 of a second just from the get-go. He just got a really, really good start. And Afi, I think, is also on a banger time. But just when I say that, he makes that mistake. The cast curse intensifies. And now it's a chance for SOLARY to go into the lead. All players hold the gear. It is Carl Jr. a bit behind, Pack in the lead. Aurel is pushing though. Will it be enough to overtake? Both players had to oversteer, and Carl Jr. comes closer to Aurel in the exchange. But it will be first and third for SOLARY, and the first victory, and also 128.8 from Pack to win the round.
Yes, and to think that Afi was almost half a second ahead at one point of the other players. He was definitely on an incredible time right there, but he just pushed it a little bit too much and ended up clipping in that very tight section. It's one of the hardest parts here, definitely, but we are already seeing incredible paces from these top two teams. They definitely have practiced these maps once again, and you can definitely see how much confidence especially they have in a map like this. This is a 1.5 minute long map, of course. It is so difficult. Afi with a very interesting line there. I'm not sure if he plans to bounce like that or if he wants to just make it over the cusp of the hill, but he definitely lost a little bit of time there, falling 2/10 behind, but that is not good for BDS right now. They are very far behind right now. Aurel also not getting the best line there. Pack lost so much time there.
I've never seen a mistake like that in this section, actually. Pack hitting the inside there, I think.
Yeah, maybe he touched after the red boost. That would be the only way. Otherwise, he wouldn't really lose any speed there. That is very interesting. But it definitely handed a very good opportunity here for BDS. That was looking like a clear ace for SOLARY. But now, at the moment, it is a draw with Carl Jr. far in the lead, over a second in front. And then BDS following behind, far ahead of Pack as well. In theory, every single player should save their identity in this situation. I think they would do just...
But Carl Jr., what time is that, by the way?
He saved the end. It's
okay, I thought for a second.
He lost half a second.
True, yeah, Aurel and Afi, I forgot. I did, like, the problem with this map, and that's why I'm not the biggest fan of this one, it just is way too long. It's like, of course, now that you say that Aurel and Afi made a mistake at the start, they did, but, 129 is, like, it feels a bit too long in that way. Of course, it has a lot of cool elements, but it just drags on, and of course, SOLARY not getting the victory or the ace out of that round, even though this was a clear ace due to the mistakes that I've spoken about beforehand from Afi and Aurel. But let's go into round 4, still an even match. SOLARY didn't use their opportunity in that previous round, and Afi gets a really good start. Carl Jr. now a bit behind, and Aurel and Afi on first and second. Now important to minimize the airtime. Aurel clipping there. How did Aurel survive that and not slow down? That was illegal. Yeah. I'm gonna call the police and gonna report that to the local police station, because that was a really, really illegal line from Aurel. I have no idea how he survived that. Anyway, it's still Pack. What a great drift from Pack, going so wide, accumulating a lot of speed. Is he able to overtake there? I think he's not, because Aurel and Afi took the more direct line, and I think Pack had to oversteer a little bit in order to survive and get a good trajectory into the looping. However, it's Afi still leading, Pack with a great line. It is Aurel going a bit wider, setting himself up a bit better for the drift here, but it's still very close. Usually you don't have that close of a round just going into the BO9 section on this map. However, it's Afi again leading a little bit, and also Aurel is defending that second position. Pack and Carl Jr. jumping. Aurel not with the best amount of speed, going to the identity. Afi is still leading the round. Pack is pushing though. Also Carl Jr. Will Pack be able to overtake? No, will be Carl Jr. not getting the gear. Aurel losing it, and will be another draw. But Afi with a new world record, and also Pack with a 128.42. And damn,
incredible!
Wow,
absolutely
what a time!
Incredible by the players there. They
Look
really
at
pushed each other.
Afi is so hyped right now. And also Aurel's reaction.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, that was a bad joke. Sorry.
Come on.
Sorry.
I don't think Aurel's reaction would have been that
Oh my god.
happy, especially after this one right here has to respawn the start. Also did a mistake in the last round in the identity right there and lost a lot because of that. Was still able to survive it, but did lose the position to It really looks like Afi and Aurel are doing a different line here. I'm not sure if they have done it before, but I definitely don't remember them doing this line, but it is quite an interesting one when it works out, as for example in the last round. It really set themselves up for a good start. Afi going very tight there. Very interesting line. Can hold a slightly better speed side angle because of that and goes up into the lead, still fighting with both SOLARY players. Carl Jr. a little bit further behind, but now we have a very technical section with tight drifts. Pack going a little bit faster there, but had to release. He would have hit the poles on the outside. Very quick reaction right there by Pack.
Oh my god.
It is such a close round. All three players, I'm pretty sure, are definitely on 128 mid paces right here. But Pack losing a little bit there at the exit. Now it's only a fight between Afi and Carl Jr. Aurel far behind. Afi needs to
Oh my god, Carl Jr.
What is that line? Carl Jr. with the overtake, but Afi with a better exit here, and this does overtake at the end. What a round once again. 28.7 with not the cleanest exits, but Pack did make a mistake at the end and did get overtaken by Aurel. And he would definitely not be happy about that one getting overtaken there. It's a victory for BDS, and it's a draw situation right now, 6-6 between the two teams on Agility Dash.
Yeah, what a close match so far. It is 6-6, and we're gonna go into round 6. No team really, SOLARY had the chance, but of course they were just bidding it away a little bit, and of course Afi and Aurel playing incredibly well. Afi with a new world record on this map. And let's go into round number 6 and see who will be victorious and come a significant step closer to win Agility Dash. Pack dead with that one. He will slow down. He over-rotated too much and jumped too far to the right there and also clipped it too much. And now Aurel and Afi first and second, so they have a good opportunity to go into the lead, and then SOLARY needs the ace in the next round. However, Carl Jr. not too far behind himself, gets a good SD, but oversteers a little bit, losing a bit of speed. 6:35 is alright from the Canadian player, but Afi again leading. What is he doing? Afi on another great time, and he just shows a good mixture of consistency and pace, and he can adapt that one really well. As also his teammate is joining him now. Only 700 of a second is tearing them apart. Carl Jr. losing a significant amount of time just before the BO9 section. Now very important to hold that gear. You can either jump or take a line like Afi did. And all players survive it. Aurel and Afi in first and second though. And Afi on another banger of a time. This could be another 0.4 or 0.5 by the looks of it. And yeah, it's a 0.49. Finally, my prediction worked out. But most importantly, the ace. And only one more point needed for BDS to win Agility Dash.
Incredible stuff right there. They were in the lead and they stuck it through to the end and got an ace because of that. They had a good opportunity and they used it perfectly right there. They are up now 9-6. They only need one more point. A draw would be enough, but a draw seems like what they need, because Aurel once again made a mistake at the beginning. But Afi has shown in the previous round how good he can play, and that is a good line there as well. Loses a little bit of speed at the exit though. The SOLARY players come a bit closer. It's so close at the moment between the players. Going to the next section, Afi with a bit more speed. It goes a bit tighter, has a little bit less exit speed out of this one. Let's follow Afi for this trick right here, setting up for a nice speed slide. Yes, he hit the snow and doesn't have a good line now. The SOLARY players both are in the lead. They have 2/10 of an advantage right now. Can they keep that through? There are so many hard parts coming up now still in this ending, and especially the identity, of course. Afi once again having to do a small release that is not finding the pace right now. It could be a counter ace, but that was a really good line right there by Afi. Coming back and very
Carl
close.
Jr.
Carl with a crash, with a clip at the exit there. clipped a little bit, and it's Afi in front fighting together with Pack. If he just sticks on second place, that's so risky. What is he doing? But he is on first place, doesn't have that much speed. Are they coming back? No, they are not. Pack made a mistake. Carl Jr. with not that much speed, and a 129.0 was enough for Afi in that round. Aurel also taking third place in the end, and that is the first the map pick by BDS also going to them, and they are in the lead in the first sub-match.
Yeah, so 1-0. So complete carnage then the ending, and of course round 4, guys, full of highlights here, but most importantly it is BDS winning here, and also we have a new world record. But look at that line from Aurel again. How did my guy not slow down there, just clipping the border of the roads? And also of course the new world record here from Afi, a 128.28 if I recall it correctly. Yep. And also round 6 where BDS just pull ahead with an ace and eventually closing out the map. Oh my god, it is slowdown time. I look forward to that. They've already beaten the world record. Will they be able to do it on this map as well? Imagine they beat world record on every map that they play. Would be fun. But let's see, we have seen 0.9 checkpoints here. That's always a good indicator to see. But let's go into the first round. BDS leads 1. SOLARY has 0 points, but maybe they can win on... Is it their pick? It is their pick, yes.
Yes, indeed. And it's quite interesting because in the previous match that BDS played against SOLARY, BDS actually banned this map. But now it seems like they felt that another map was more important to ban in this round, and therefore they're going to be playing it this time. But let's see if SOLARY can perform on this one. Currently, however, it is a BDS sandwich. Afi in the lead, 1500s ahead of Carl Jr. and Pack. Aurel going for a very, very tight line. What is the checkpoint? It's a 0.18 in the opening round for Afi, and is in the lead in front of the 2 SOLARY players. Let's follow Pack through the identity now. You can risk it here. There is in theory still an opportunity for them to overtake Afi. Afi with a different line, has a little bit more speed, goes more inside here, but do they have the speed?
Oh my
Can they
god,
overtake?
it's
Is it the ace? No!
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that was close. 0.006 of a second between Afi and Carl Jr. Incredible stuff. Like they were 3 players in just 1 car. It's incredible how close that was at the end. And SOLARY take the first victory on this track. It could have also gone very different there.
Yeah. It could have also been the victory for BDS. So what a great round that we have witnessed there. Now Carl Jr. and Pack leading from the get-go. Aurel also with a very, very good line. Afi a bit behind. Aurel with a good trajectory in that part. And it is Pack who's slowing down a little bit. Carl Jr., however, goes for a different line here. Wobbles in the bobsleigh, and we also don't see any player really wiggling. Afi maybe a little bit, but not really gaining a majority due to that. Now we see checkpoints at 0.22, so not that fast, but of course players are pushing it in the identity a bit more. Let's take a look. What will Carl Jr. do? And also his teammate Pack, who's right now on last position, 0.2 behind. Girl line from Aurel and Afi. They go to the lead hand in hand, first and second. Aurel with a wider approach, has a bit more speed. Can he overtake? It's so close, but it's not enough. It is Afi with a 0.51. Aurel tried his best, but it wasn't enough, and it's a draw, and SOLARY still stays in the lead.
Yeah, Afi with a very good time there, 51, a very respectable time right there, and it's another draw going into the next round. We have not seen many aces so far. It has been a close match overall. Was there even a single ace? I don't think there was.
6 to 6.
But yeah,
6 to 9 and on the...
yeah, true. That was one, of course. But yeah, so far the match has been really close. But let's follow the next round right here. Currently, Carl Jr. and Pack would be in the opportunity to get an ace, and it's looking better for them now as well, with Aurel making a mistake. They're clipping the sign on the inside. Afi also not with the best trajectory, barely being able to even start this drift right there. Was incredibly close. But he is finding himself behind. Goes for an inferior line there as well, but it is Carl Jr. and Pack getting the victory right here, getting the ace. And Afi, of course, he had to risk it. He was the only man who could have stopped them there. Yeah. But it was just not meant to be. He jumped a little bit. Like these are what they are going for. These kind of limits They are very close to jumping out always in these drifts. It is incredibly tight. Let's go into the next round. SOLARY 6-2 up so far already on slowdown.
Yeah, good job from SOLARY. Also good times, 0.5s. I mean, we have seen 0.3s. I mean, we are maybe having too high standards. I mean, 0.5s are still incredibly fast. And maybe Carl Jr. and Pack, they were just, oh, yo, you know what? We're just gonna practice a little bit. And other teams have put more effort into that. Because I remember I spoke to Pack sometimes and he was like, yo, I practiced like 3 hours for the step in the TMGL season. And so he is the Giga Chat indeed. And it's Afi making that first mistake. And it is Carl Jr. and Pack. Almost first and second, Pack with more speed than Aurel, who's left alive from BDS side, but this is looking really good on SOLARY side. First and second again, but let's go into the identity. Aurel has to push, goes for that wide approach. Here we have Pack and Carl Jr. very inside line and also good identity from both players. This could be a good time, but Aurel almost overtakes Carl Jr. there. It's another 0.5 from Pack, and it's 9-2. It is a very, very hard task now for BDS to catch up. They have to at least get 2 aces and then also win the next round to force overtime.
4,000 separating Carl Jr. and Aurel there. It was incredibly close. Basically came down to whoever got closer in that last turn. But was that Pack? Yes, indeed. Pack clipping the inside. Aurel also losing some time there as well, falling behind. We have 2 separate battles going on right now. Afi versus Carl Jr. in the front and Pack versus Aurel in the back right now. Half a second down. Carl Jr. losing a little bit on ground to Afi right there, who made a mistake earlier in that bobsleigh, and Pack right now finding himself in the lead of Aurel. But the problem is, of course, as long as Carl Jr. at least stays on second place, this will be the map for SOLARY and they will take this one home. And it looks very good right now. Aurel would need to get second place right here and would need to catch them up. But that does not look very nicely. Carl Jr. and Pack can save it into the finish right here, and they will do so. Very clean rounds right here. Afi, of course, showcasing once again. I thought he was in a good run, but it was just sadly not enough there. 0.47, good effort right there, but just not enough on this one. SOLARY win, slowdown 10-3.
Yeah, great performance from SOLARY here. And here we have that first round again, incredibly. Only 0.03 of a second between the top 3 players, just so close, and this could have gone either way, but it was Carl Jr. and Pack getting first and third, and Afi by 6,000 not overtaking there. Also here the consistency from SOLARY just paying off. I mean, Afi had to push it there, but it was SOLARY eventually getting their first ace and going into the lead, and that was kind of almost the kind of how the match has developed after that, and with that they have won it. And now we're gonna go to back and forth. 57.45, still the world record from Massa, where we see it getting beaten. I mean, Pack is the second world record holder here. I mean, I think not anymore, because I think Binks has beaten it, or Gwen, if I recall it correctly, but Pack has a good time on this
Binks, Gwen, and Soldier as well, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if more, maybe Mime, I think, as well. So a lot of people definitely improved their performances and their paces on this one. And let's look right now. It doesn't look too good for Pack right now in the opening round. Definitely not after that one. He has to respawn that one, and he's falling so far behind. It's now completely on Carl Jr.'s shoulders going into this
soldiers.
Yeah, slightly messed that word up there. We have been talking for so much today, but yeah, going into the identity right here. It is BDS leading by a hair, but Carl Jr. still close. Can he catch this up, or will it be an ace in the very first round? And it will be. Carl Jr. with a crash, Aurel and Afi driving into the finish hand in hand with a 0.12 and a 0.13. Good enough times in this round, with SOLARY crashing in crucial sections right there. And it's the ace for Team BDS in the first round.
Yeah, important stuff for them to start off this match with this map with an ace. But of course, yeah, like you can say it as a best of 5 now, right? Because both teams are 1-1. They just have to win the 3 out of the next 5 maps. But, you know, that's just me thinking about the matches that we've already casted today. As, of course, now Carl Jr. and Pack already have to do something. Pack not with a good start. Carl Jr. is also in the mix, though. But actually, Pack comes quite close to the others. Also gets the gear accordingly. and the no slide, so it's very, very close between the players. Only 0.15 of a second. Pack with a beautiful 360. Carl Jr. in the lead. Aurel and Alfie with a lot of speed accumulated here in that section, but it's still very close. I think this can be between every player. Even Pack still has the opportunity to get that first position if he gets a really, really good entry into the backwards part, but he has failed it. He's 0.5 behind, and it is Carl Jr. now. He has to deny yet another ace to BDS. Aurel and Alfie are pushing it though. Alfie with a good line. Aurel as well, and they have yet another ace in their bag, and the first sub 58 from BDS as well. Aurel with a 57.84.
Yes, and Afi, of course, himself as well. They had a very good identity right there, catching, overtaking Carl Jr. We had kind of a deja vu right there with the identity. It was the two BDS players barely ahead of Carl Jr. And once again, it ended up in an ace. And that looks good right now as well. Pack going a little bit too fast, and the reactor boost down was just not enough to hold him on the ground, and he jumped because of that. And it is only Carl Jr. now. Once again, Pack has made a mistake now in all 3 rounds so far. That is not what we're used to seeing from Pack. Aurel going really close to that corner right there, but he's a little bit out of the fight right now. It's between Afi and Carl Jr. in the lead. Carl Jr. a little bit further ahead, going wider there. Afi setting up a bit further from the right.
Good speed.
It looks a little bit better, but it's incredibly close once again between the 2 players. Carl Jr. sliding in the lead, but Afi with a better line. Going more inside here as well, overtaking, getting a good line here as well. Who gets the best line at the end? It's Carl Jr. Who will he take it? Yes! A 66 and a 67 as well. Or 68 by Afi. Incredible times. What are we seeing here? Incredible.
So Carl Jr. at least denying 1 additional point to BDS, but SOLARY unfortunately only with 1 point there because Pack has gotten that last position in that round, but it was incredibly close. A 0.6, that is so fast. That is second and third fastest match time, I think. Or have we seen? No, we have seen so many 0.5s already today. Yeah, right?
Yeah, we have saw seen 1.5, 1.6, I think. I'm not sure.
No, I think we have seen 2.56s, I think, if I recall it correctly.
Definitely saw a 56.
Yeah, definitely. However, let's focus on this round because BDS can close it out, and it is Pack who has made a major mistake and is 2.6 seconds behind. Afi looked really good on that identity, so he could overtake Carl Jr. here. Doesn't get a lot of that booster there, but he's still in the mix. Only 1 car length behind, 900ths of a second. Aurel still leading. Afi can snipe with a very inside eye, and he has it, and Afi will snipe it by 14,000 of a second. 10-1. BDS wins after 4 rounds on back and forth.
That's incredible. That is the fastest you can go. You can only finish in 4 rounds maximum. That is incredible stuff right there. That is unprecedented, especially in a winner bracket final like this against SOLARY. Of course, looking again at this first round already at the beginning, BDS taking advantage of the mistakes of the other 2 SOLARY players and getting an ace at the very beginning already, and then even again in the next round they once again showed with great times, overtaking Carl Jr. in the finish right here and getting another ace for them. It was a really, really good performance there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm really excited to...
Any flippers?
Yeah, to see Parkour here. That will be very interesting. BDS and SOLARY so far have won all of their picks. I'm definitely going to be interested to see how Pack will do now, because on the last map he crashed 4 out of 4 rounds. Definitely very untypical for Pack. Usually he is very consistent, so let's see if they will be able to do that again. Parkour, of course, the pick from SOLARY.
Yeah, so let's go into the first round here. Aurel is getting a good start alongside with Carl Jr. Pack releases a bit there to just get an earlier landing and just get around the turn a bit better. And with that, he finds himself in that battle for that first place. Good line from Pack here over in that section and goes into the lead. Very, very well executed from the former M&M driver that actually casted in the TMGL seasons for 4 seasons. So I have seen just Pack's great performance in those as well. Just such a risky player, and he shows why. And look how close he went there. However, his teammate made a mistake. But guys, this time I'm not making the mistake. I go with Carl Jr., but I think he's too far behind to have a saying here. And I also don't think that he has the approach. It is Pack, however, with a mistake. And that is a disastrous start again for SOLARY on that map. It is BDS starting with yet another ace. Afi with a solid 102 time, a 0.8. And the world record, of course, is the time from Elcon. He was 1,000 short of it on that match that he has played beforehand without the flip, by the way. So Elcon, incredible performance. And also BDS, slowly but surely, the map is really turning in their favors.
Yeah, it was very similar last time as well in the first match that they played against each other. It was really quite interesting. Of course, in this situation, once again, Pack knew that Carl Jr. crashed, so he was the only one who can save it there. And Parkour has such a difficult identity to survive. The other two players were close. There was a potential for them to overtake it potentially. So he had to risk it a little bit, and he just went a little bit too far to the right and clipped the pole, I believe. But this round, however, maybe SOLARY coming back. Both of them in the lead right now in the first half of the track. Now going through the bobsleigh.
Wow.
Getting it very clean right there. It's a really good run so far from both players. Looking like good times as well. Let's take a look at the identity now. They're about 2/10 in the lead of Afi. Aurel finding himself half a second behind. Can they survive the identity? Let's take a look. Both of them going risky, and they both... No! Junior with a clip. It's Pack surviving though. He stays in front of Afi with a really good time as well. As I was saying, point is 16 right there. And Carl Jr. was on the same time as well. They were on really good pace, but however, with a small clip by Carl Jr. right there, just clipping by a hair, it was enough to change the result, and it was only a draw in the end. 4-1, still in favor of BDS.
So they can see how powerful an ace is, you know. It would have been the tie, but now they're just 3 points apart still due to that draw and the mistake from Carl Jr. He was on a very good time, maybe even a 0.0 if he got a fast ending, you know, an ending that I think Bren got really well, where he just got a lot of speed out of that and almost jumped over the spectating block. But he has, of course, made that mistake. Beautiful approach from Carl Jr. Just uses all the space possible there to just maximize the speed. And he's in the lead together with his teammate. They have the chance again. It is Afi who's 0.3 behind. So incredible level here on Parkour. It is just so good to watch those players driving around the track. And also this uphill here. Every player survives it. So let's go into the free camera maybe and check who's gonna get it the best. Pack, however, with a mistake. So it's already being a bit disordered with that. And it is Carl Jr. surviving, but look at Aurel. Aurel getting it well. Carl Jr. with a mistake, and it's another ace for BDS. It is SOLARY crumbling and making too many individual mistakes, but also, and that was also what happened to a lot of teams, not only one player, but two players make a mistake, and that is lethal.
Yeah, and we see Pack still just trying it out. It is just looking like they're not in the flow right now. It is always like Trackmania is such a momentum-based game. It like everybody of these players, of course, knows exactly what to do. They have trained it for countless hours. They have played it so many times. They have performed on these tracks so many times, and it's just about sometimes just about the mindset. Mindset is almost half the game in this one right here. And let's take a look once again. They just need to find this one round, maybe an ace, maybe just a super clean round, multiple in a row. They need to get through together, and let's see if they're able to do so this time around. Pack right now, very good start. This is what we want to see. Pack in the lead by over 2/10 right now. Carl Jr. still fighting with both BDS players, and that is just unfortunate. Pack clipping in the bobsleigh and losing because of that. Has to respawn, and it's Carl Jr. overtaking Aurel there. Has a little bit more speed into the identity. Afi still first. Carl getting a decent jump there, but it will only amount to a victory for BDS, who are now on 9 points. And SOLARY on only 2. This will be very difficult to come back from. Of course, this is the pick from SOLARY, so this is quite an upset right here that we are seeing. 9-2. So far, the maps that BDS have won have been really dominating.
Yeah, they can do it again. I think the last one was also a only 2 points for SOLARY 3. So very, very good performance from BDS so far on those maps. Very dominating. They could close it out in just 5 rounds. You know, no, it was 1. It was 10-1. I think it was Agility Dash that was 10-3 or 10-2 or something like that. But of course, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on this maybe last round on Parkour, on this first best of 7. We have one more best of 7 that is taking place after that. That will determine the winner, and if it's a draw after that. So if both teams have won a best of 7, we're gonna go into a decisive map after another pick and ban. Carl Jr. and Pack, they have to survive this identity now. The dream is still alive. You know, they just need this ace and in the next round and then a victory. But Pack almost with a mistake there, clipping the pole, and that is too many individuals' mistake. Aurel making a good flip attempt. I mean, he gets that second attempt.
He did overtake.
Yeah.
Didn't need it for the overtake.
But he slowed down, unfortunately.
Yes.
So Pack with too many individual mistake, and it is BDS with a draw, and that is Parkour also done.
Yes,
wow, that went so fast.
Yes, that was incredible. Of course, the other map that was went so quick, that was back and forth that we just saw earlier. And yeah, now once again 10-3 lead on that track. Yeah, let's take a look quickly into the replays. Of course, once again with a BDS with an incredible start right here, directly starting off with an ace, showing what they can do on this one. Of course, SOLARY crumbling a little bit, making mistakes there, and then in round 3 again, SOLARY making some mistakes, allowing BDS to get yet another ace.
You can also see Carl Jr.'s reaction.
Yes, it's often very difficult to be in that situation. That is one of the hardest situations to be in if you're losing like that, especially everybody knows how good Pack and Carl Jr. can drive. We have seen them perform so many times. And this situation is always difficult if you know you're better, you know you can perform, but it's just not working out. You need to get out of the mindset. You need to get back into the flow of the match. And I definitely think they are able to. If anyone is able to, it is Carl Jr. and Pack to come back out of a situation like this and just full focus and win rounds consistently afterwards.
Thank you, Lars. Thank you very much.
It's not over yet. Carl Jr. is still leading.
Copium.
He's still leading, definitely, but it is still very close. This is, of course, a pick by BDS, which is an interesting one, even though SOLARY has also shown some great paces on this one. Afi with a slide out right there, losing time because of that, but wow, what is that?
Pack,
that is a difficult one right there.
Pack with too many mistakes today. Like, you can't just say that. Pack with too many individual mistakes. But let's take a look onto Carl Jr.'s checkpoint. He's apparently 0.6 ahead of his opponents. What is he doing? Carl Jr., okay, on a 0.58. Yeah, that's not a, I think it's, wait, was it 1 minute 58? I was for a second like,
I don't think he was half a second in front of
I was like, wait, what is he doing? But that wasn't the case. It was just Aurel and Afi saving it a bit more and just going for the draw. I was a bit flushed, but still a 1:11.4 is still a very good time. And it's starting off with a draw. This time, SOLARY not getting aced, but again, Pack, he has to survive. And of course, Slippy Slides is a map where Pack has a good median on 1:11.81. So that is not by any means not a bad time. And that is even the best median from all players. So if one player can perform good on this map, it is Pack. But he has to show that.
Yeah, Carl, of course, is still usually stepping up right now, has gotten a lot of wins, but it's of course not enough if you just get draws, and when then the mistake comes up, or when the other team, of course, just drives a good round, they will capitalize, they will take those points. But once again, we see great paces right there, but Aurel, what a nice line right there. Counter steer into the nose side, gets it really well. The dirt line wasn't that great, losing a little bit of time because of that. Carl Jr. and Pack in the lead. Afi not with the best jump here and losing out because of that. That was so close right there by Pack. Aurel catching up, and it's super close between the top 3 right now. We see different approaches going into the Slippy Slides identity. Let's take a look. That is looking really good right there by Pack. However, really close. Is it the round?
Oh my god!
Yes! Oh, that was so close. What a round. 1:11.23 by Pack right there. He had so much speed at the exit. Afi also with a good round there, of course, was very inside in that section. And
yeah, it's always so hard to see the ending because players are just, you know, they're ending the bug slide. Ooh. And also it is, yeah, probably Afi who will enter the bug slide a bit later this round because he has made a mistake. 1.6 seconds behind. Definitely can catch this one up if someone is having to respawn. But Carl Jr. and Pack in the lead, but Pack not with the best amount of speed over that downhill section. It is Aurel overtaking him there. But also a very good round. But it's very hard to spectate the ending. That's what I wanted to say, to just finish off that thought. Because everyone is just somewhere else, you know? There are so many different lines that you can take, so much different speed, you can go inside or not. But let's focus on the round. Carl Jr. 0.33 ahead. I'm not sure what he has done, but let's take a look onto his checkpoint there before the identity. Aurel with a very good inside line coming closer to Carl Jr. But Carl Jr. still with a lot of speed. Pack is coming closer as well. Back and forth between those players here on Slippy Slides. And it is Carl Jr. with another 0.2 checkpoint. This could be another low 1:11 time. And also Pack with a good identity going a bit too wide, but gets it really well. Aurel will have not the most amount of speed in the ending, but he will still stay ahead. And Carl Jr. with a 1:11.111.
Yeah, guys, type 1 in the chat, please.
Yeah, type 1 in chat, and maybe Craigasm, you know, that
is a
also
beautiful time right there. 1:11.111. Love to see it. Yeah. Carl Jr. taking the win right there. Pack didn't have the greatest line in that identity right there. Had to go a little bit too wide and just yeah, didn't have the best trajectory. Now going into the next round. Currently, it's looking good for SOLARY. They're 3-5 up right now, but they definitely have to win this one. This is already BDS is already on 3 points right now. 3 map wins. I mean, so if they win another one, this sub match would go to him to them. SOLARY has to win this map right here, and it's looking decent right now. Pack and Afi are fighting at the top of the standings at the moment. Aurel, however, coming a little bit closer to Carl Jr. right
Oh my
there.
god, Afi.
That is really close. He has to change his setup there a little bit. It's super close now. Aurel suddenly from 4th place up to 1st. It is super close between all players. Let's follow Afi right now. Going more inside. Slightly different line. Beautiful round right there. Going like this, and it looks like it will be a draw. Yes, it is a draw.
Wow, what a round.
1:11.28 by Aurel.
What a round, dude. 1:11.28 and 0.35, and you are second in this round. 4-6. But this was good for SOLARY, and also very important to just show, yo, we have the pace. We have also what it takes, the momentum, and also the consistency, which was lacking in those previous rounds, to take home at least 1 point and stand against Aurel and Afi, who just play very well, and they only need 1 more map win to secure their first best of 7 victory. Alright, but let's go into round number 5 on track 5. Afi with a great start. Pack again a little bit further behind, 0.4 of a second. Aurel with a mistake on the inside there, so Pack will overtake him again. So good fight here from Afi and Carl Jr., who will get the most amount of speed into the free wheel. It is looking good, like, oh, Afi will get it because Carl Jr. got a really bad exit. Almost pulled the Granati there.
He just touched the wall. He was a little bit too far outside there. But he lost time because of that.
Yeah, but he almost pulled the Granati because he almost touched the wall again, you know? That's when you make a mistake just after making a mistake, you know? And Carl Jr. wasn't able to do that, but Afi ahead will probably be a 0.4, 0.5, maybe 0.6 if he goes that inside. Close. Yeah, he has not a lot of speed in the end, and Pack will come closer. So Afi not with a good identity, so that's a 65. Carl Jr. saves it, and he gets 3rd. So it's another draw, and with an ace in the next one for SOLARY, they can win Slippy Slides, and we're gonna go to map number 6.
Yes, SOLARY now in contention. If they get an ace in this one, they would secure this map, and we would go on to the next map, which would be, looking at it, it would be Flip of Faith, which would be very interesting. I would love to see it. Yep. So let's take a look. Are they able to get a good round here? BDS, of course, on 5 points. Pack going a little bit too far inside there, clipping the corner and losing a little bit of time because of that. It's Afi a little bit behind, half a second, and catching back up. It's close between the top players right now. It is a fight between Pack and Aurel currently for second place. Carl Jr. in the lead, getting good nose sides right there, getting the exit very nicely. It is very close between them. Afi still on fourth place right now. He's a bit too far behind, but he could capitalize from the mistake if one happens. But Aurel needs to get second place, but doesn't get that backside. Good right there. Pack and Carl are in the lead right now. They are in contention for the ace, and they really need this. If they get this ace right here in this round, I think they have a good chance of winning this entire sub-match. This would be a huge morale boost right now. Carl going very wide, but does he get it? Yes, he does. Aurel was very close in the end, but it was enough. And they take the map 10-5 for SOLARY. And I think now we're finally seeing the SOLARY that we're used to again. Let's take a look at the next round. It will be very exciting. Flip of Faith coming up after this one.
Yeah, so it was, of course, a very close round here as well. SOLARY, of course, getting it with an ace here eventually, but it could have also gotten into BDS favor. As we've seen this close ending here from SOLARY nearby the ending for leading into a victory. As Pack gets that really good inside line, and with that getting first position, so that was very close. But also this here was super close as well. Round 4 it was Pack and Carl Jr. ahead beforehand, but only by a hair, and it is Afi at the end who just snipes no one and gets last, 0.34 behind his teammate. So it was a draw, but we're gonna see Flip of Faith, and that's the first time today that we're seeing this map.
Yeah, very exciting. It's especially interesting for this matchup, SOLARY versus BDS, that we are seeing Flip of Faith, because in the first match that they played against each other, Flip of Faith was the first pick from BDS. That was the map that they were most comfortable with, that they thought they could beat SOLARY on. However, SOLARY beat them on that one, and that looks really bad. It looks like Aurel has to standing respawn right here. But yeah, as I was saying, these are really good flips by all three players right there. It's really close. There's of course the identity still coming up. Afi going so close right there, setting up beautifully for that turn. But yes, it was a pick back in the day. It was the first pick from BDS. However, they did lose that one in that match. They lost their first pick, however, still managed to win in the end 4-3. So let's see how it will look like right here. Pack lost quite a bit there, losing contact to the other players. Afi, of course, with a different line here. He does this to have a better entry for this section. He just feels better with it. But Carl Jr. is attacking, is getting in front of him. Flip. Oh, that looks really good from Afi. Does he have more speed?
Yes!
No, it's just not enough. At 104.83, any 104 usually is a pretty good time. Aurel with a nice bounce right there up, but it will not be enough. He will not be able to finish this round. Pack just 1 second behind as well. It's a victory for SOLARY in this round.
Yeah.
Decided by just 100th of a second on this track.
Yeah, usually you have like huge gaps on this map. I mean, Water Curtis from Gennady 103.8, but you can easily lose up like more than half a second per jump, like per flip. You have 3 significant flips on this map, and of course this quarter pipe jump at the start, where you can also minimize airtime accordingly. But already here you can't just risk it so much as the players are doing it, and everyone is getting it very nicely. But you can see Pack jumped a bit further up, and you can see he is a 0.3 behind due to that, you know, and he even got it pretty well. Coming back closer here, Carl Jr. still leading, Aurel and Afi chasing him down. Really important to gather as much speed as possible and set yourself up nicely for that reactor boost turn, not hit too much of that penalty surface. And also here you have different approaches. You can jump like Afi is doing because he sets himself up for the turn afterwards, where he just goes super wide. It's a very distinct line. I think you just have to be familiar with that, but it's such a close round right now. Carl Jr. survives it. Pack is on second, on third, and Aurel is on second. Pack with a good flip though, can overtake Aurel, but he clips, and it will be another victory for SOLARY. And
Aurel getting really close there in the end.
104.2 as well.
Yes,
wow.
104. That's incredible times. Like actually, Afi drove faster than the winning round in the first round, or the winning time in the first round, but in this round he was 4th. The first round he would have won with that. So definitely a different performance in this round that we saw right here. That was really good times by all 4 players there. A 104.6 being last place is very interesting on this track right here.
Wow.
Again, most players getting it good, but Carl Jr. clipping on the landing.
Afi got it so well though. You have seen he got such a smooth transition, and Afi and Aurel leading.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say just after the round, I smell map number 7, but if BDS gets the ace now, they are leading of course with that and are only 5 points short of winning this first sub-match. But let's see, maybe Pack can save the day.
Going into the identity, it is still Afi and Aurel in front. They have about 4/10 of a lead. That is not comfortable, as we see Aurel with the clip there, and Carl Jr. will also be able to overtake him, but Pack also crashing. Carl Jr. overtaking there. Aurel is still behind Pack, but Aurel crashing again. 104.01 is an incredible time by Afi once again. That is an incredible time. That is the second fastest time we have seen in the league. However, his teammate, even though he was right beside him in going into the identity and not being able to finish. This is such a painful identity sometimes. It is one of the, definitely, I would say, the hardest identity to drive consistently fast. It is incredibly difficult. It is harder to drive consistently fast on this one.
Yeah, fast,
being within
yeah.
2-3 surviving it is a different story, definitely.
Yeah, gyroscope is harder to survive, that's for sure. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like if you, like it's such, you have to get that jump pixel perfect.
It's again Pack with the clip there.
Yeah, Pat not really arriving. I hope he can reset his mindset for the last best of 7 here as Aurel and Carl are pushing it. Aurel with a good line though, coming closer to Carl. But will it be enough for him to win that round, or will Carl be able to take it home and then force a draw, because Pack is 2.5 seconds behind. We have seen mistakes from Aurel in the past, but also he's falling behind. Didn't have the best line there. Afi going super wide there, but Aurel was just setting up differently there. But Carl Jr. also on a good 104 time, but he fails to jump. And it's Aurel and Afi who can save it. They should know it now by the checkpoints. And Afi on his roof, but he will unturtle, and that is Pack behind him, and BDS takes the ace. Ain't no way, dude. How did Afi was able to survive it?
Just doing a small roll on Turtle and still being able to get second place in that round and securing the ace. And with that, BDS is now in the lead, winning with those times. It's always a different story on Flip of Faith. Every round can be different. In one round you can be last place with a 104.6, and in the next round you can win with 1 second slower. It's so different on this one already. It's one of the definitely a very hard identity, as you can see right here, but every player surviving. Pack though, however, with the lowest speed, and Carl Jr. also behind. It is again BDS in the lead, 1-2 for them, and another ace would set them up perfectly for the match win right here, if they can manage to do so. But it is only 2/10 of a lead, and that is very hard to sustain through this identity. We're gonna go first of all into this jump. Pack going so tight, but survives it. Afi going so low. Pack with the nose slide. He will also have less speed. Will be hard for him to do the identity now. He got it, yes, but Carl Jr. needs to whisk. He whisked so much. What a jump from Carl Jr.
Afi?
Will he make it?
Oh my god, it's so
close. He gets it. It's the ace. What is this round?
104.48. Wow, but what a first part of the identity from Carl Jr. He was releasing a bit, so he didn't have the most optimal speed to jump even lower, but still he caught up so much with that. But BDS with a match point, ladies and gentlemen. But what a great fight on Flip of Faith. I hope that we have this map in the second best of 7 as well. Track 6, round 6. Round 6. Maybe it's a sick round.
Yes.
But let's see if this will occur or not. The first part will already decided by the looks of it, as players are carefully releasing to minimize airtime accordingly. Aurel lagging a bit, but gets the flip very well. Afi clipping, but again, it is Pack with a mistake. Pack 0.5 behind, so have a second, gets a quite conservative drift, but is very wide here, so he accumulates a lot of speed in that section, coming closer to Afi. But again, it is BDS who just needs to get 1 point, so even a loss for them would be enough. So even if Carl Jr. getting first and third, BDS will win this best of 7. And it's over, and we're gonna go to one final decider if, of course, BDS then also wins it here afterwards. But Aurel and Afi hand in hand into the identity here. Pack is getting it all right. Afi jumping a bit too far, not having as much speed as Aurel, but it seems to be over. Pack risking it, and that's it. That's all she wrote. The first best of 7 goes to BDS side, and I would say that is deserved.
They played really well, definitely capitalizing from all the mistakes that SOLARY did. That is so important in this 2v2 format, and they played definitely really well, getting the win here with a 4-2. And so far, once again, BDS winning against SOLARY, as they did in the first season. However, of course, we have one more match coming up on, before we or until we look at the replays right here that we saw from this match. So the first thing that we see here, of course, is the round number 2, where SOLARY was barely able to win this round after some small mistakes right there. It was so close getting the victory. It was incredibly close in that round right there. But yeah. There were some other replays, but I do not see them right now, so we can move on to the...
There you go. There you go, guys. There you go. It was round 4. Yeah, BDS secures the ace after SOLARY's mistake. I mean, that was the turtle incident from Afi there. As you can see, was able to make it onto his 4 tires correctly, not turtling. And also round 5 here, where Calgino was pushing it a lot, but it wasn't enough for him. And also, it was the ace for BDS. And with that, the first nail to the coffin for Team SOLARY. Alright, so we have one more best of 7 to go. It is BDS versus SOLARY going into the next round. Guys, grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite beverage, your, you know, Palana Spezi, whatever, some Sprite. I don't know what you like to drink, but we will be back after a small break. We will see you in a bit. And we go into the next best of 7, the last one of the evening. It is, again, still BDS versus SOLARY. We had a thrilling match. It was 4-2 this time again for BDS. I mean, very, very nice performance. Lars, I mean, it was really, like, SOLARY was falling apart in that match.
Yes, definitely in the middle portion of it, especially on their own picks. It was really hard to see some, almost. Because on some of the maps, they definitely practice so much. You just know in the last 2 weeks, they're always practicing a lot for the players. Yeah. That's where it always counts. And they definitely are capable of showcasing much greater heights, of course, than we just saw there. They found a little bit into the rhythm again in the matches, in the maps afterwards. So that got a little bit closer. So if we see that kind of level again, it will be a lot closer in this round, I think. But it still, of course, there is still 2 maps in that session. So
well, still very close, yeah.
Yeah, it will be very interesting, of course, every time when Carl Jr. and Pack just slightly play bad and win the map or something, it is already an upset often.
Yeah, like Bayern Munich losing in the Bundesliga.
Yeah,
it's always like that. You know, if they're losing upset, how can they lose against that team? Everyone is just chatting, you know, and just doing their thing. But I also think that Pack and Carl Jr. can find their way into that because they have, like, the thing is, they have lost it was always like 6-6 or 5-6 or something around that proximity, and then they got aced, and then it felt like almost over. It was so hard to come back from that, or they got aced twice in a row. So 2 individual mistakes have happened, and if they just reduce that a little bit more in the second best of 7, we might go to a decisive 1v1. But we're gonna focus on that, of course, after that, if a 1v1 is going to happen. So let's jump into the game, because the pick and ban will be starting very soon. Of course, will we see something different? Will we see a gyroscope being banned again? What was the other ban again? Was it... no, it wasn't back and forth. What was the other ban on this?
It was definitely gyroscope, but they also banned...
No, Reps wasn't it?
They definitely also banned a very good map from SOLARY. The question for me is, will, for example, SOLARY pick Parkour again?
Yeah.
There they lost by a lot, 10-2, I think. Also, for example, on... back and forth, they also lost, I think it was 10-1. They got swept within 4 rounds alone. And will be interesting. Will they pick the same maps, or will they change it up a little bit now? Maybe go a little bit with their strengths that they saw in the last match, or do they just think, yeah, we just messed up last time around, we can do better this time, and come back from the mistakes that we did and capitalize on that, and maybe just play better this time around.
Yeah, and just find their groove and also get those important aces. It just seems that Aurel and Afi, I mean, they've made mistakes, especially on the first map, Agility Dash. I just remember that one round where I thought that one of the players was on a good time, but they just both made mistakes. But, you know, Carl Jr. and Pack were not capitalizing from them. But we're still waiting here for the players. They all seem to be ready. Are you ready for pick and ban? Yeah. So we're ready. So we have to wait until this starts. So good luck, have fun to the players, of course. And there you go. Let's see what the first ban will be. I think it was it? It was freestyle. It was freestyle banned in the first. So gyroscope and freestyle banned again. Agility Dash
picked again. Slowdown, back and forth. That's the same picks, I'm pretty sure, so far. Now the question is, will we see any differences?
Parkour was map number 4.
Yes. And Parkour, they lost 10-2 or 11-2, something like that. They definitely lost quite a lot. So it will be interesting. I was 10-3 actually in the end. Of course, I think it was one with a victory. But yeah, let's see. Will they pick this one, or will they go in a different direction? Maybe picking arrow pipes or slippy slides. We will see.
Yeah, so the first 5 picks were the same. I mean, slippy slides was definitely a good map for SOLARY. They have won that. But it was such an incredibly close one. Maybe we're also gonna see Raps, a map that is probably also very good for all the players, but also has a very hard identity.
They were thinking for a very long time there. They took over 45 seconds there until they finally decided, and it is Slippy Slides, the 4th map that we will be picking, that we will be seeing in this match. So not Parkour. In this time they chose a Slippy Slides instead, which we haven't seen yet in the previous match. So let's see which one will BDS pick now. They are next, and they will again pick Flip of Faith, where they also just won. Very interesting.
Yeah. So Raps, Parkour, Freestyle. No, Freestyle is banned. Raps, Parkour, and Arrow Pipes are left. One map will not be played, and it is again Raps. That is not played. It was Arrow Pipes to pick. Interesting. And then Parkour as the random map at the end. So first 3 maps are the same. Then we have Slippy Slides as map number 4 instead of map number 5. So let's go ahead and start here. Good luck, have fun to the players. Let's jump into the preview here of Agility Dash, the first map in the season, in this best of 7. Man, it was a long evening already. 11-7 it was for BDS in the first match. And we have seen some crazy rounds, but of course a very consistent performance by Aurel and Afi. And let's go. Last match, but maybe we're gonna have an additional best of 1 after that.
Yeah, definitely possible. Gonna be very interesting. We have now Agility Dash coming up. In the previous match, it went 11-7 in favor of Team BDS. They won it there. That was also their pick. It seems to like Carl Jr. is a little bit confused, even though it would be correct. They didn't ban this one. This was picked correctly.
So I think it's this dashboard, maybe? He's just checking.
I mean, it is Agility Dash, so...
I'm not sure. We're gonna check if he...
Are we starting? No, there's a pause for now.
Yeah.
Still waiting right now. On something. But we will see.
Let's see if Carl Jr. is driving. Yes, he is.
It was a close match, of course.
I'm good. Okay, everything is good. Perfect.
Yeah. Alright. It was a very close match last time. There were some moments that... SOLARY were looking really good, but just didn't really capitalize from, so it will be interesting. I'm actually a bit surprised that BDS picked this one as the first map again, because I felt like they had better performances. I mean, they did perform really well on this one, especially Afi did. Aurel had some mistakes, as Carl Jr. gets into a very interesting position right there, gets himself out with a respawn. We're still paused right now. We're gonna start very, very soon though.
We're gonna resume, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, gonna be interesting. Starting off with the first round on Agility Dash.
Let's go. So it was BDS winning this one, of course, and that's where their upswing really started. Maybe they'd want to get a less comfortable map out of the way first and have their better maps after, or like at the end. For example, something like Flip of Faith, where they played really good on also Parkour and back and forth, was 10-1 and 10-3. So let's see what will happen here as Carl Jr. and Pack have a really good start. Aurel and Afi only 0.1 behind. Now important to minimize your airtime. Pack with such a weird jump, but it kind of worked out for him. But didn't really gain or lose too much towards his teammate Carl Jr., who still leads now by 0.12 of a second. Afi is 0.2 behind, but gets a good drift. Pack with a mistake, and he's out. Loses a lot of speed, and I hope that this will be one of the few mistakes from Pack in this on this map. But again, Pack with a mistake. Also here, not the best SD, only 614 speed. That is not a lot. Into the loop, he was oversteering a lot, didn't have a good approach, and Afi had a really good ending. So let's go with his POV and check if he can overtake Carl Jr., but he makes a mistake himself. The caster curse intensifies, and also Pack overtakes him. So all of a sudden, it looks really good for SOLARY right now, because they're first and third, but of course, they still have to survive the identity. Aurel gets away with that, clips a little bit there, but he's still in the race, and is 0.5 behind Carl Jr., who seems to be on a 128 mid to high, but I'm not sure about the checkpoints here that much, but it's still a good identity. So let's take a look onto Carl Jr.'s time. It is a 128.9, okay, so not that fast, but still a 128. Pack gets third, just ahead of Afi. Actually, was quite close between them, but SOLARY with a victory in that first round.
Yeah, Carl Jr. playing very smart there, of course. He didn't need to risk. He could take a little bit safer, and he did so. And of course, still drove a great time right there with 128. Of course, the map is so long. The record is a 128.4. But on a 1.5 minute map, being half a second behind is good, but we have definitely seen even faster times than that. But that is just the level that we are seeing on these tracks right here. But let's go once again into this line. That is such an interesting line from Afi. I love to see it. It is definitely something different that they're doing now here. And he is finding himself over 210 the lead. Aurel landing on the border, but surviving it. That is crazy. Incredible stuff right there, but he doesn't get a good transition there, loses out and will be behind the other players now. It is Afi fighting against both the SOLARY players who are currently a little bit behind them. They had a little bit of a better section there. Afi going very tight into this one, has decent speed. There was a release from a SOLARY player as well. Now going to this section. This is such a hard section. Pack with a touch and jumping as well. Will get overtaken by Aurel, but Aurel touches himself. So it will not happen. Afi surviving here. Carl Jr. falling a little bit further behind. Let's follow them into the identity now. Afi currently still in the lead, getting a good jump here, getting this well. Carl Jr. has a little bit more speed, but Afi still is in front, but he's not speed enough. No, it's a 128.70, which was enough. And just think about that, it is a 128.70, and just think about how much Afi lost in that end. That was an incredible run right there.
He was so shaky.
Yes. But it was just barely enough to keep it clean and get into the finish there ahead of Carl Jr. and secure the draw on that round.
Yeah, so no victory for SOLARY in that round due to the 200th of a second there. If the track was a bit longer, Afi would have definitely lost that round, but that wasn't the case. So let's go into this one and see what Aurel can do. He's a bit behind. Let's see his low jump. Oh my god, Carl Jr. with a beautiful low jump. Gets so much speed out. That is 0.1 ahead. Carl Jr. just really seemed to figure that one out, the most of the players here. So he finds himself in the lead. Aurel too far to the right. And this looks to be a good map for SOLARY right now. But Pack should just not make a mistake in this round. And this looks very good. Very, very good SD. Afi misses the SD. 623 speed instead of potentially 640 plus speed from Carl Jr. and Pack. But Afi still with a good line. Lost a bit of time. 0.05 to 0.1 of a second. So not too much. But he comes back with a very, very tight line. Has a lot of speed compared to Pack and Carl Jr. who are still in the lead. But Afi comes closer. Very, very good round between the top three here. Aurel, of course, after that mistake is behind. But let's take a look onto the identity. Agility dash it is. And let's see what Afi can do. Very, very well done. Comes closer. Carl Jr. bounces from the plastic. And Afi all of a sudden leads the round. Overtakes Pack. But they can still secure 1 point. Aurel will be on third. And a 128.5 is also a good time, if I do say so.
Yeah, Carl Jr. just bouncing up there just a tiny bit too low, and of course with the plastic surface just bouncing up into the air. It's now a draw once again in the score, 4-4. Afi, by the way, in really great time there once again, and Carl Jr. was a 10th in front of him. Afi drove a 0.5 there, if I saw that correctly. That is a really, really good time. So they are driving at the limit of the track, and this is what you need to do in these rounds if you want to compete. It is Afi with a good line right now in the lead. You're often in the lead in the beginning. He has a very good start to this map. Can definitely notice that. Aurel fighting with the others, going very tight. How does he not lose more time than that? Wow, he clips it, but still lands decent and didn't get a penalty from that. That is incredible. However, Afi lost a little bit of time as well. It is still Pack and Carl in the lead. Pack having to release though. Didn't have the best slide right there. Going into this section, doesn't get that good as well, but gets the booster so quickly. And he has survived. It's Aurel also coming from the inside there and overtaking different approaches into this drift. Afi going a little bit wider with more speed, but then a worse exit. Carl Jr. still in the lead. Pack not a good exit there. Oversliding a little bit. Falling a little bit further behind. It's still Carl Jr. in the lead. Closely followed by the BDS players. Pack with a small jump, still keeping barely keeping to the ground right there. Different approaches here once again. Let's see the identity now. Carl Jr. still in the lead, followed by Afi and Aurel, and this looks very tidy from all the players. Afi is attacking, but I don't think it will be enough. Carl Jr. winning with a 128.68. Afi shortly behind with 110. Then Aurel on third and Pack on fourth, and yet another draw on Agility Dash.
This just shows how close together those teams are in terms of their skill level. 5-5, and we go into round number 5 now. And on Agility Dash, what team can get that ace before the other, or can just get a victory? If that happens, if we're just gonna continue like that, we're just gonna have a lot of more draws coming up. But now Aurel not getting the best start, already 0.4 behind. Afi, Pack, and Carl Jr. are still in the mix. Pack gets a really, really clean low jump here, as well as Afi. And then there's Pack still in the mix as well. Got it really well as well. So only 0.2 tearing those players apart, but Afi again on a great time. He of course did the world record in that first best of 7 with a 0.28. And he is on another great time. Carl Jr. going a bit too wide. Pack and Afi just in their own league right now. Being 0.5 out of Carl Jr. and Aurel. But also Carl Jr. made a small mistake there. But still a great race between those players. Afi is still holding strong. Pack with the inside line there, coming closer, also accumulating more speed in that drift. So Pack is on his way to maybe snipe away Afi here. Also important here to not oversteer on that plastic section. Carl Jr. overtakes Aurel in the meantime. Pack is falling behind again. Now the identity comes into play. Carl Jr. looking strong, but still he is 0.3 away. But he had some insane identity sections beforehand. But I think this is another draw, Lars. There's another draw unless someone fails the ending here, but that's not the case. Afi on first with a 0.28 again. Yeah, Afi, this is 1,000 away from the world record, so keep on practicing. Yeah. What the hell is that time from Afi? Like, for real, a 0.49 from Pack as well? That is insane. What an incredible time from Afi. You have already seen it at the start that they were just ahead, both Afi and Pack, but Afi's identity was just so clean.
Yes, we were definitely expecting some world records in this match, and we're definitely getting rewarded for that. Afi once again with a 0.28, doing an Elcon, just missing your own world record by 1,000, just showing the complete mastery of this track. It has been a good track from Team BDS, from Afi especially, from week 1, and they have just continued to work on it. And just look at the pace. Now Aurel going so wide there, but still surviving. It's a really close round. All players with incredible rounds so far. Aurel going a bit wider, but will have a little bit more exit speed as a consequence of that. Afi falling behind, didn't have the best transition there, and lost as well a little bit of speed in that full speed section. Pack and Carl Jr. in the lead, but Afi catching up here over the inside line. Aurel falling a little bit further behind, but what is falling behind? 3/10 on a 1.5 minute long track, going now into the identity section very soon. It is so close between the players, it's almost impossible to tell. Pack is still in the lead, but anything can change in this identity. The players are jumping in. Pack gets it good, Afi gets it good, Carl gets it good, and Afi crashes. Aurel is far away, and after so many draws, it will be an ace for SOLARY, with both of them driving a 128.5. That is just incredible stuff by them, and they will be on a very nice lead now, 6-9.
Nice.
For
Get some
SOLARY.
nice in the chat, guys. Also make sure to use that channel point redemption from virtual. I think it's for 6969 points. Go ahead and do that. So SOLARY now on their way, so close to close out Agility Dash. Round number 7 will decide it. BDS needs to ace, and then we're gonna go into overtime. Because 9-9 is literally overtime, because if you win one more round, you will just get the map win. Alright, but let's focus on that one. It is looking very, very good for all the players again, but what a close match are we witnessing. I wasn't expecting that SOLARY was coming back that nice from that one, and then they're just gonna win Agility Dash. I mean, it was already close at the start, but Pack has been really showing that he is playing more consistent, and also, you know, it's just a good performance from both players here in that way. But of course they really capitalized from that mistake from Afi, who failed the identity, a rare occurrence, but that can of course also happen to the best. In this round they only need to stay ahead of one of the players. Right now it is Aurel who's on last position, but sets himself up nicely in that line here, or in that turn. Goes super wide, but loses a lot of speed also by getting some airtime, so he's half a second up behind his teammate. Afi's on another great time. This could be another 0.2 or even 0.1 from Afi if I see that one correctly. But of course the identity can be pushed a lot, and Pack is coming closer towards Afi, and Pack gets a really good line, goes into the lead. Carl Jr. on 3rd position. Let's focus on that battle here for that 1st position. Who's gonna get it? Pack versus Afi here. It is Afi in the lead. Pack can maybe overtake him with an inside line, and it will be a draw, a 0.348 from both players, but it doesn't matter because SOLARY gets 1 point eventually. But incredible. Afi was of course ahead. Pack had a bit more speed in the end, but due to Afi being ahead on that last checkpoint, it is him being on first position. But SOLARY wins agility dash. But man, what a round. 0.3 from both players.
It's just incredible what we are witnessing here. In general, this match has been just insane. We see here one more time Afi just defending his first place by just 200ths of a second in this early one. Very crucial, but in the end, of course, it was not enough because in the end it was of course here, first of all, Afi driving a point at 28, almost driving his world record, just missing it by 1000, but then SOLARY on the 6-6 round, they finally came through with also a mistake in that identity there by Afi getting the ace and getting into a very good lead right there. Now, of course, we're going to the next track again on Slowdown. Last time this was a win for SOLARY. It's again their first pick, so let's take a look.
Yeah, let's take a look. First round, so SOLARY off to a very good start. They have lost 3-10. No, they have won 3-10, pardon me, against BDS in that previous best of 7 installment. So Pack and Carl Jr. are ready on that one. But let's take a look onto that round. Pack with an insane start, being 0.1 ahead, also getting a very, very good ice section. Aurel right now 0.2 behind. It is Carl Jr. getting a very, very good line in that section. Pack accumulating a lot of speed, and it's a 0.15 checkpoint. So Pack already on a very good time. Could be the first 0.5 of this slowdown session here, as Afi is still on his way to maybe come closer, but he gets airtime here. Pack and Carl Jr. with the inside line. Aurel will have a wider approach here in this part, but it's not enough, and that's the ace for SOLARY, and the momentum really starts getting going, and Pack with a 0.34. Alright, he got an insane identity. You can just see how much speed you can get with that, and Pack with a very good time, only 400s away from the world record. And you know, if you just do the math in that way, if you get a 0.9 checkpoint, like I think Mura got, and then get this identity, you can theoretically do 0.1 on this map.
Yes, indeed, and that is how you would push it in theory for the world record. But of course, these players are just doing it in rounds where every position matters. It's incredible what they're able to do. However, Carl Jr. In the back right now, 8/10 behind the other players. It will most likely not be another ace in this round. But yeah, it really looks like SOLARY as a whole, for the most part, found into the match, but I don't want to call it too early before maybe they get an ace here from BDS. However, Pack right now is in the lead, holding strong against Afi and Aurel. Both of them are attacking though. Let's see what they can do. Different lines here. Once again, they will have a little bit more speed. Afi jumping a little bit, Aurel going wide. Great and it is identity. Pack once again getting the win, and it will be another 0.50 right here. Wow. Really solid stuff from Pack. He had a small mistake actually in that identity, and it's incredible that he's still able to drive these kinds of times. Really good stuff by the SOLARY player right there.
Yeah, Pack with a very, very good performance here on Slowdown, and shows what he's capable of doing. And with that, he just single-handedly puts Carl Jr. in his backpack, at least in the second round. But maybe he needs some help. No, actually, Carl Jr. needs some help here again. But Pack is also a little bit behind, a 0.2 of a second. Afi and Aurel, first and second, and they can tie up the score. But are they able to do that? Pack had an incredible identity, or had incredible identities in the past. Let's see what is going to happen in this one. Going so close there to the sign. Look how much he pushed it. He just caught up a 500s in one tech turn. Pack is pushing it to the absolute maximum here, and is only a couple of hundreds away from Aurel and Afi here. Good line from Pack. One part being done oversteering or oversliding a little bit, but he's still not all on that one just yet. Gets the no slide, and that is the ace for BDS. Pack feigning the neo slide there, or breaking a bit too early, getting skids. There's a lot of reasons why you get a no slide, but it's the ace for Afi and Aurel, and also 0.53 from Afi, so also good time. So now the scoreline is 4-4, and BDS comes back into Slowdown.
Yeah, Aurel also only barely behind there, 500s behind his teammate. That is very good consistency. If you can drive as a team 0.5s consistently like that, you really put the other team into pressure, especially because Carl Jr. made an early mistake there. This time, however, he is still in, and he is fighting with the others, as we see Afi with the clip, and he had to respawn. That is not very good. It's all on the shoulders of Aurel right now. Pack on a really good start so far, 0.13 in the lead of ahead of the other players. And let's take a look at this. It's a 0.07 checkpoint.
We could see it.
If he gets an incredible identity, it could could be another world record, but let's follow also the battle right here. It could be another ace in theory. Let's take a look. Different lines here once again, but Aurel has more speed, but he gets a no side. Does he still make it?
Oh my god, it's so close!
Actually, does he overtake? He does overtake with a 58. Aurel with a no slide in the last turn overtakes both SOLARY players.
Yeah,
Afi not able to finish, but it will still be a draw.
Yeah, and that was the line that I think also Elcon wanted to go for. I mean, you just get so much speed out of that, even though he goes so wide, but of course it's so hard to predict that. But I remember Elcon also went for a super wide approach in that first match that we have watched today. And now it's Aurel making a mistake, so he's behind. Again, one BDS player making a mistake at the start, and it is only Afi left. He gets a really, really good outside and almost hitting himself. But he can't keep up with the pace from Pack, who is still leading though. Pack with incredible start sections, but also Afi not slowing down. Good entry from both players into the dirt section, but Pack is again leading, and this could be another 0.0 checkpoint because I've not seen like a major mistake from both players in this start section. And yeah, it's a 0.03. Okay, Pack, calm down. It could be a 0.2 or maybe even a high 0.1 time if Pack gets a really, really good identity. Let's take a look. Will this be the new world record? Afi with a mistake. All eyes on Pack here. Will this be enough? It is looking good. Also good amount of speed. He gets a little bit of airtime, but I think it's enough here from Pack to not set the world record.
That was close,
but still the ace for SOLARY.
It was a good one. 0.37, you can't really beat.
We haven't spotted the first trajectory on the identity because Afi got airtime, so I'm gonna blame that.
Definitely.
Yeah, but still, SOLARY
looked like he definitely lost a little bit of speed there. But it is SOLARY in the lead right now, 5-8 in favor of SOLARY right now. And it's looking good for them. They only need another victory to secure the win on this one and go up 2-0 in the lead, just as BDS did in the first sub match against them. And they eventually ended up winning that one. So you definitely put yourself into a good position. Let's see what they can do. It is a very, very close fight right now between all the players. Aurel just a 10th behind first place right now. It is really close. Let's see. Afi currently still in the lead with a 0.12 checkpoint right there. It's looking really good. It is such a close fight at the top. It's like barely any difference between them going into this identity. It is so close between all the players. Once again, they go for the different lines here. They're attacking so much, and it will be Pack going in front again.
Oh my god, dude, Pack, what are you doing?
Afi almost getting sniped by Kojiro. It was so close, but it was enough for SOLARY to take the win right there. Going up 10-6. They score the map win right here, and we're gonna go now to back and forth. Let's take a quick look still at the replays right here. Already in the first round, SOLARY showed what they were made of. Pack immediately setting a 56.34 in the very first round, and that just showed a statement. Then the next round, there was an ace by BDS getting a 0.5 from both players, very respectable times right there. And then we also had another round where Aurel just barely sniped the win to secure, to deny rather the ace from SOLARY. That was incredibly close right there. Yeah, now we're gonna go ahead into back and forth.
Yeah, we go back into back and forth kind of, because it's a backward start. Yeah, bad pun intended here, guys. Sometimes you have to use those opportunities, right? But, well, I mean, I want to emphasize Pack's performance on Slowdown. He played absolutely well. I think he did 2.3s, plenty of 0.4s. So, very, very good performance. Also in this round, on back and forth, he finds himself only 0.1 behind Afi with a small clip there. Will have a hard time to do that 360. And he finds himself on last position. Carl Jr. is in the lead, and man, SOLARY playing really well, 2-0 up, and also a good start into back and forth now, not getting ace in this round by the looks of it. And I think also Carl Jr. is on a really, really good time here. He's 0.23 ahead of Aurel. Pack is also pushing it. One mistake could be the ace for SOLARY, and there you go. I just threw that green shell, and Carl Jr. with a 0.547, equaling the world record from Massa. Great time, Carl Jr. But what is up with all the equals and 1,000 gaps? Like, can you just not beat them? Is it so hard? Just get faster, Carl Jr. lol.
Yeah,
Insane. Very, very good time from Carl Jr.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff, and this is what we were talking about before. It is so much about the mental state that you are in. Last match, we saw Carl Jr. and Peck crumbling on these tracks, falling behind, messing up so many rounds, making so many crashes, but now they finally found the flow, they found the momentum, and once Peck and Carl Jr. are in this state, are just driving out of their mind, it is so hard to beat them. Peck clipping there, but surviving, still staying on second place. Afi is very far behind, 5 seconds behind the other players. It is a fight between Aurel, Carl Jr. and Peck for the lead. However, Peck fell, of course, a little bit further behind with that clip, so it's mostly between Aurel and Carl Jr. Let's see, can Aurel still get the first place here to at least get a draw, or will it be a victory for SOLARY? Let's take a look. Oh, that was Carl crashing, and it will be Aurel winning this round right here with a 58.12. Carl will still be able to finish ahead of Afi, and it will be a draw in this round. But yeah, SOLARY so far again on BDS pick, just as on Agility Dash, up 4-1 and looking pretty good in this match right now. We could definitely see the reverse win right here, and maybe then the best of one as well afterwards.
Guys, remember that BDS won 10-1 against SOLARY.
Yes.
They won after 4 rounds on that first best of 7. It could happen to BDS, you know, if SOLARY gets 2 aces in a row now. But let's not call it too early here, as Carl Jr. and Peck indeed have a great start. Peck with a beautiful approach, has a lot of speed accumulated, but doesn't get the best transition there, but still able to overtake Aurel, and that was a beautiful snap from Peck. Has a lot of speed. Will he be able to control that? Yes, he is, but it's still very, very close between the players. Carl Jr. is still leading the round, Peck on 3rd position, and that will already be huge if they get that victory across here, as Aurel leads. But of course, entering the checkpoint a bit early, it doesn't have the best amount of speed. Afi is behind, but it's such a close round. Only 0.15, only 0.2 of a second between the players. It's Aurel in the lead. It is Peck making a mistake. No, it was Carl Jr. And Peck will get 2nd place, 58.8, 57.8, and another 0.8. And Carl Jr. with that mistake, losing them the round, and the first victory for BDS. And they're coming a bit closer, but still SOLARY with 1 important point in that round.
Yeah, BDS definitely needs to get back into this match. They need to get good rounds here to climb back up and get good points. This is the map that they absolutely need to win. If they don't win this one, it will be very difficult for them to come back and still secure the victory in this match, and with that would of course go into the grand final. Ooh. Oh, but that is not good right there. Afi sliding out in the backside. That is very interesting. I've not really seen that before. And that was... Oh yes, that was Carl Jr. with a respawn, I'm pretty sure. Afi with a crash there as well.
What is happening?
But Carl Jr. is further behind. Afi will still stay ahead of him. What a mess there at the end, but I'm pretty sure it will stay the same. Yeah, it will be Afi on 3rd and Carl on 4th, but it is currently still Aurel on 1st base. It could still be a victory for them if it stays like this. Peck is too far behind. If Aurel just saves it through, and he does that really well, it will be the victory for Team BDS on a very good time as well there by Aurel. Pretty sure that is his personal record in the season so far on this track as well. 0.70, very nice time there. And it is now 5-6. Team BDS definitely coming closer.
Yeah, especially in those last 2 rounds where they've just secured 4 points to their names. You know, it was a 4-1, but now it's 5-6. So BDS reincarnated on back and forth, and they show what they're able to do. Let's go with Aurel in this round, as he gets a really, really good start. Not really a lot of players failing to start, to be honest. We've seen a lot of more arrows in a lot of more mistakes. People always say that I pronounce it like arrow, you know, the arrow.
I noticed that as well just now.
Yeah. Well, let's just say mistakes, yeah? I have words that I just cannot pronounce, even though I study English, but, you know, sometimes I'm a bit pipega, which I stand to. So that is okay. Our Afi now with another mistake. I think that is his 4th mistake on back and forth. Aurel is playing really well, and as you said, also set his match PP on this map, but of course now he has to deny the victory or even the ace towards SOLARY, and that is looking really good. Aurel with a lot of speed going into the identity and also gets that one really well. Goes a bit too wide though, was hesitating a bit, but he was able to save it. Could have been a 0.8, but it is still him denying the valuable points towards Carl Jr. and Peck, but still a slight advantage for SOLARY. Also because with an ace they can win back and forth.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Usually you see Afi on this track. This was always one of Afi's best maps, and he also played really well in the first best of 5 that we had. But currently, Aurel definitely the MVP right now, really holding us, at least on this map right here, holding strong and keeping the SOLARY players behind him and just securing these draws or just a victory, just denying them from the aces is very important. And we go now into the next one. SOLARY in theory have a chance to win this map right here. They are on 7 points right now. If they ace, they would take it. BDS on 6 points, of course. It's important for them to get more points in this round right here. It is so close between the players right here. What time will we see here? It's definitely on a 57.8 or so pace. We will see right here going to the identity again. Paxton in the lead, followed by Carl Jr. It's looking very good for SOLARY right now. Aurel once again fighting, getting that very close.
Oh my god, it's so close. I think Aurel is going to snipe, but no, he jumps. He fails the end.
Jumps.
Oh, SOLARY will eventually win back and forth, 6 to 10. That was important that they've just gotten all of those points, that they didn't get aced, and BDS was not able to come anywhere close to those 10 points. And, well, it's 3-0. Will it be the reverse sweep? But also, look at that. It was SOLARY here getting that ace in the first round, and Carl Jr., of course, tying the world record with an incredible time. Also due to that mistake from Aurel, they were able to get that ace. Then we had that 6th round as well, which was just, wow, was just a crazy round. Never mind, it was round number 3 here that we're seeing, where it was super close between Aurel and Pack, and Aurel barely was able to stay ahead. And that was really the upswing from BDS. They were coming closer. It was 6 to 7, and then of course this last round here where Aurel was not able to stay ahead of Carl Jr. And also 0.72, by the way, from Pack in that round. Yes, incredible really time.
As we are already beginning the first round on Slippy Slides. Right now SOLARY is 3-0 up after being defeated in the first sub match 4-2 against BDS. BDS is still leading. At the moment it is either BDS would win this match. If that is would of course still be a possibility. They would need to reverse a sweep 4 maps in a row though to defeat SOLARY, which is possible but will be very difficult with Pack making mistake there. Falling behind, it's Carl Jr. far in the lead though. Definitely we are feeling some nerves now, I feel, or definitely a lot of pressure for the players, especially on BDS side. They know they need to win this match. If they don't, this match, or this sub match rather, will be lost. So yeah, let's take a look. It is about 0.3 of a difference between Carl Jr. and the BDS players. Going into the identity, it's looking really solid so far.
Very
Carl
clean,
getting it very clean. It's just really clean what he's doing right there. He's going a bit wider, but he should still have the exit. Oh, that was really close in the end, actually.
Yeah,
Aurel had a really good identity there as well, going very tight. Carl just going a bit wider, had a good exit still, and just barely securing the draw in the first round.
But that's an angry SOLARY here. You can really feel that they want it. You know, it's like a small kid in a grocery store. They want that that chocolate bar, and that's how SOLARY feels here. They are playing out of their minds, and that's why they're leading a deserved 3-0. It is 1-1, of course, on this map after that first round, but also Slippy Slides has been won by SOLARY on that first best of 7, where we have seen that as map number 5. They were coming a little bit back with that map, you know, coming closer towards BDS, but it wasn't enough for them to take it home. Now Pack and Carl Jr. with a very, very good start. It is Aurel and Afi a bit behind, and it seems that they cannot match the pace here, especially in that start. But let's take a look. The identity is very hard to do. Pack and Carl Jr., however, 0.25 ahead of Aurel and Afi. Very, very nicely done. Let's take a look to the checkpoint here. It's a 0.34. 0.2 is really, really fast. I think Muda had a 0.1 checkpoint, or even 0.0. I'm not sure, but this guy is just the master of Slippy Slides. But Pack and Carl Jr. are clean with it, even though Carl Jr. went a bit too wide. Aurel with good effort there, and Pack with a 0.18. And that's the ace for SOLARY. And I don't want to call it too soon, but will it be a 4-0 for SOLARY?
Would definitely be an upset after BDS played so well in the first match that we saw today, in the first best of 7. And it's just incredible. This is what we definitely expected at the beginning. We were a little bit surprised with the performance, but it was always, it is so momentum based in Trackmania. They found the rhythm now again, Carl and Pack, and it's so hard to defeat them if they're in that flow, if they're beating you, if you're round after round, if they're just also just driving these kinds of paces. If you know, like any round could be like a 0.1, 0.0, something like that on a track like this, it is really hard to go up against. However, Afi right now is in the lead, challenging Pack right now for the first place. Aurel a little bit further behind. Let's take a look at the bug slide from him. It's Pack with the mistake, over-angled into the bug slide, and it was just too much of an angle. Slid out because of that, had to respawn. It's Carl, however. His teammate is still in the lead with a 0.26. That's looking very good. Aurel with a mistake there. Let's look at Carl though going to that 0.0. That is, it's not a good exit here. I think it will be a good time, 0.25. But Aurel does get beaten by Pack with that one respawn. Really important. That was definitely very important. It is a victory for SOLARY once again. It's 6-2 for them.
It's looking really good. So yeah, I mean, I think Pack and Carl Jr. really adding up very nicely in this match, you know? Pack playing out of his mind on slowdown, and now Carl Jr. just, I think he won every round so far, if I recall it correctly, or maybe not one round, and then he got second or third there, but very, very nice performance. I know there was this one round, the ace round, where Pack was in first with a 0.1. That is correct.
That's the 0.18.
Yeah, but I think if when Pack made a mistake, Carl Jr. is there and is getting that first position. That also shows that they are so experienced. But look at the speed here from Pack and Carl Jr. And I think we're gonna go to a decisive last map. But of course, BDS has the slight upper hand with that, with the upper seed. But let's focus on this round. Pack is leading by 0.23 ahead of his teammate, who also didn't get a bad start by any means. And also here, Pack losing a little bit. Carl Jr. coming closer with one ice slide. He's just catching up to his teammate. Carl Jr. with a good approach. It's a 0.39. And Pack is going a bit too wide. But it is Afi sliding out there. Carl Jr. gets it well. And I think this is the ace. And 9-2 will be so hard to come back for Team BDS. Another low 111 time. This time from Carl Jr. What a great performance from SOLARY on this map.
Yes, incredible stuff by the players right now. The BDS are definitely showing they still have the pace, they're still fighting against them, but in the end, it is just always too much. They always have to win, or always have to risk every round, and it's so hard to go up against that. It is 9-2, SOLARY just needs one more point, even a loss, basically, where Aurel and Afi score the first and third place would be enough. It's so close, can't even survive it. He would jump very high. Oh, he just barely gets it. But of course finds himself behind the other players. Goes super wide there. He almost clipped at the exit.
Aurel with a mistake.
With a touch. And this is the early GG going up into this
You're
round.
jinxing it, right?
I mean, I would love to be able to jinx it. I don't think I have that power quite yet. It's Pack with half a second of the lead. I don't think that is impossible for them to catch up. Aurel is super far behind as well. 2.3 seconds. Afi didn't get the best line there either out of the no side. It is a very far away from the top players right now. I thought for a second Pack made a mistake, but he was just so far ahead that we didn't even see his name tag anymore.
Wait, what time?
Did he just touch?
Yeah,
he just touched on the checkpoint.
Dude, okay, it's 0.61.
Yes, he just touched a car with a mistake. Does Pack survive?
Yeah, he does. Okay, I think
that's still looking good.
Okay, he has it.
Yes, he has it. Okay.
Okay, that's it. Guys, 4-0, and that is a statement from SOLARY.
Definitely.
Dude, SOLARY is angry. Like you can see Carl Jr. and Pack being relieved, and then Afi, of course, still in there, but of course they're not taking that momentum that they have built up from that first match into the decider. Guys, so the format is as follows. Now it's 1-1 in terms of best of sevens. And we're gonna have, of course, still the highlights. So let's firstly watch them, and then we're gonna explain what will happen after that. So here we can see that first ace from SOLARY in that first round. In that second round, after the first round being a draw, and then also the 0.18 that I talked about from Pack, and then also the other ace from SOLARY, Carl Jr. and Pack just hand in hand into the ending. Afi has made that mistake and also a good time from Carl Jr. as well, a 0.19. And well, that's it. That's it from that match. And Lars, now we're gonna have one more map that will be played.
Yes, it will be very exciting. This one map will decide so much. This map will decide which of these two teams will go into the grand final and will secure a minimum of 5,000 points. Maybe 5,000 points. I mean, they would probably like 5,000 points as well, but 5,000 euros, of course. Or even also the potential for 10,000 euros for the first place in the grand final. Gonna be very exciting. Of course, we're going to be playing a best of one. And how's that actually going to work exactly?
So the best of one works as follows. We're going to have a ban phase, like a ban and then pick phase. And the top seed, in this case BDS, who got first in the standings, will start to ban a map. Then SOLARY will ban a map, and we're going to go up until there's only 9 maps left. So BDS is also able to ban the last map, and then they have 2 options. So they're going to kind of decide which map will be left over. And this is how the match will work. There's only one map that will be played up until the point of 10. So whoever wins it is going into the grand final. And of course, making it from the winner bracket is a huge advantage because you already start with a best of 7 victory in that. So if all teams have a 50-50 win rate, so if BDS and SOLARY just, 50% BDS wins, 50% SOLARY wins, the team that goes from the winner bracket, or that has won the winner bracket, has a 75% chance to just win because they already won best of 7 ahead, if you take it into that consideration.
Yeah, of course. The one team would need to win 2. The other team that comes through here, whichever team it will be, only has to win 1 map, one match to secure the victory. That is, of course, because this match that we are playing right now, that should, of course, not be for nothing. The team that wins here will have a slight advantage there.
It is super important,
Not a slight advantage, it's quite a big advantage.
It's a tremendous advantage. And we are starting in 2 minutes already, so we don't have to take a break actually. So I'm gonna join the server. And guys, I hope you're hyped. We're gonna have one more small match and then we're gonna call it a day. And of course, guys, I really enjoyed it today. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much already for watching, but of course we're gonna say something to that. Of course you enjoyed the cast, and also Lars, it was great that you traveled to my place today. It was really cool.
It was actually quite interesting. Of course we don't live that far away from each other. It was just a 45-minute train ride. That was very nice. It was a very nice decision. I'm definitely glad to be here. But yeah, looking ahead for this next match now, of course, SOLARY coming up from a 4-0 sweep in the last match. Of course, having a great momentum going into this round now. There you could definitely see, especially in the player camps, they were excited. They were having a lot of fun in that last match. And they definitely will feel the momentum. However, I feel like BDS is already kind of quickly just maybe on the 3rd map, but definitely at the beginning of Slippy Slides, I think they mentally already started preparing for this best of 1. They felt like probably the match was already over. Let's just keep our nerves, keep our focus for this last important round that will come up now in
1 minute.
Yeah, exactly. 1 minute. Exactly. And yeah, of course, as Turbo already mentioned with the ban and pick, it will be very interesting. We will probably see a map that we have not seen yet in this match. Will be interesting.
Slippy Slides. Dude, if Slippy Slides is... Dude, I will lose it. I will lose it here. I'll be honest with you guys. If Slippy Slides will be played, I actually don't think so that we're gonna see that. So let us wait until every player joins the server. Okay, SRK already asking if we are ready, and I think the players are. I mean, not sure if they're really ready, because a best of 1, there's a lot of pressure on someone's shoulder. We have seen a 10-9. It was so close for Team Alliance. They kind of almost made it, actually.
Yes, that is the 2nd best of 1 we're seeing now, of course. And last time it was so exciting. We had so many draws and at the beginning, and then just ace after ace after ace. It was incredibly close. That one was on Raps. Raps we haven't seen in this match so far, so definitely a potential contender for another best of 1 here. So the first ban is a slowdown. Makes definitely sense.
Gyroscope.
Also, Gyroscope, of course, getting banned. Unlucky, but of course, SOLARY would ban Gyroscope.
I think agility... Nah, oh wait. I mean, it could actually go to agility dash, I think. Because both teams were okay on this map. Okay, but I understand the freestyle ban. I also would understand a back and forth ban, as we have already seen that, of course. Slippy slides as well. For
definitely.
Maybe now even. Gets arrow pipes.
Arrow pipes banned by Team BDS. Very interesting.
Of course, BDS can decide at the end which map is going to be played.
Okay, SOLARY banning Flip of Faith. Alright.
Yeah, so 2 more bans. And then we're gonna decide kind of Slippy being banned. Okay, I can understand that.
Slippy.
And then I think, Parkour. Yeah,
they banned Parkour.
Oh, it's
Raps or agility dash.
I think it's agility dash.
Yeah, they can decide now.
Or maybe they
100% they will pick agility dash. I think.
Or maybe they cooked something on Raps.
Maybe. I mean, agility dash. It's a difficult one. And it is Raps.
It is Raps.
It is actually.
It
Raps.
is again Raps. Raps is the decisive map. Wow, so no agility dash, guys.
Yeah, agility dash was the very first pick by BDS before, but they, of course, after the last match, they just don't feel confident on that one anymore. Going into Raps, we see the map here one more time. Taking a look at this one right here. A very interesting map, we saw it earlier as well. Quite a few interesting corners on this one. It's a very tight map, but then the identity is so hard to drive fast and especially consistently. It is very difficult to set yourself up for the last beam, especially if you have this much pressure as you have now in this match right here.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna start. The warm-up is already starting. World record is still the .29 by Scrappy, set in the Challenger League. Mine has driven a .38.6, but I think all of those players are capable of beating that world record here today. So good luck, have fun to the players. One more best of one. Whoever wins this one has guaranteed won 5,000 euro and comes a significant closer of even winning it all.
Yes, and we're starting off with a pause. Great.
Okay, dashboard.
Again. Okay, it's worked. Alright. Should be starting soon then, hopefully.
Yeah.
Of course, always unfortunate if you have some small technical issues beforehand.
Yeah, it can really throw you apart now.
Yeah, but I think, of course, these players are so experienced, I don't think it will matter for them, really. Especially in the case of Carl Jr. there. But yeah, let's see how we go here now.
Yeah, so everyone is ready. Let's take a look, and it is one more map. It is Raps again being the decider. Quite interesting, because if we take a look onto Magpie's website, what map would have it been here? It would have been Slippy Slides, but of course, with that history after that, you know, it would have been, yeah, well, you know, they have lost it twice, so...
Yeah, of course, these bans and picks, they are heavily dependent on the matches that you played beforehand.
Yeah.
And of course, like, obviously, Agility Dash was left. That was the first pick at first for Team BDS, but they chose Raps instead, and let's see how they will go for them. Going to the first round here, following Pack. Already in the first one, it's of course important to show what you can do, set an example, and let's follow the players right now. BDS a little bit in the lead after the very first drift. Now tight drift right here, you jump through a reset ring, then onto the grass. You have a small platform section right here, then snap to the left, snap to the right, now into a dirt outside, which is very difficult to hold. Pack doing that beautifully, going up into the lead. His teammate right now on fourth, but it's impossible to tell right now. They are all so close to each other. Pack on third place right now, but what can you say about this? It's 1/10 separating the players. It is incredibly close on this track as always. We go now through the dirt section. It looked like Pack had to release a little bit there. Yeah. Might still have decent speed out of the looping, but finding himself on fourth place right now behind the other place, but it's so close going into this identity. This identity will decide everything, following Pack once again.
What is happening?
It's so close. Pack with the touch. Let's follow her well. All of them are surviving. Carl Jr. is in first and they survive it. Oh my god. Carl Jr. with a 55. A very good round time right there. Afi on second place and Aurel on third. Both of them 1/10 behind. It's a draw in the very first round. Setting it standard for what we're going to be seeing.
1-1. Maybe it will be 10 draws in a row. Imagine that. But of course, one player will eventually crumble under the pressure. I mean, that can also then lead to a draw, of course. But let's take a look. Is it actually 50-50? Whoever wins? It's so also the Magpie website says that a best of one decider is a 50-50 kind of between the teams, and I kind of agree with that. But Pack, I'm not sure what start he was on, but he is leading Afi with that first mistake. Of course, I think individual mistakes will decide, and I also think that those teams will meet in the final next week again. Dude, that performance is just great from them. Both have shown that they can beat each other in those matches, and I think Pack is on a great time. He's 0.3 ahead of his opponent, goes for a wider line, has more speed due to that. Also here doesn't eat a lot of that penalty surface, but has a very, very good approach after that and has just so much speed to work with. However, Aurel also still coming closer here, can maybe overtake Pack. Pack not slowing down this time. It could be a 0.4, maybe a 0.3 with a good ending, and it is a 0.5. Okay.
Aurel was really close to missing the finish
pushing
there, and it would have been an ace if he would have missed it.
Yeah.
That was very crucial there. However, of course, Solary with that performance
Aurel was
there,
pushing a lot in the end,
yes,
so that's why it wasn't a 0.4, yeah?
Yeah. Afi, of course, with the early mistake, it was still now a victory for Solary, but I think they're fine with that. It could have been way worse with the potential ace coming in from Solary. But let's go once again into round number 3 here. This map is always so close. It's really nice to watch, but then the identity is so difficult. Let's follow the players once again. Aurel finding himself a bit further behind. Same with Carl Jr. Afi with a good start right now. Quite far in the lead of the other players. Now going to the outside line. Aurel taking it really safe, and Carl Jr. doing the opposite, but it didn't matter too much. It's still very close between them. Pack and Afi really close in the lead right now. It's only 500 separating them, and also 500 pretty much separating Carl Jr. and Aurel. We have basically two different battles going on right now. Slightly different lines here. And it is Carl Jr.'s overtaking there a little bit. Got a better line there. It is Afi still in the lead right now, but it is so hard to call. Let's follow from Aurel's perspective. Going to the identity once again. Afi still in the lead. Can they hold through the identity? It's looking really good.
It's so close. 48. And it's another draw. Aurel losing at the start, but was almost able to catch up to Carl Jr. And that was a great comeback. It's 3-4. We're gonna go into round 4. Lars, this is an incredibly close match that we are witnessing here. So you love to see that, but of course you also then feel sorry for the team that doesn't make it eventually into the grand final already. You know, that's also kind of the mindset in Trackmania that we have. Everyone is kind of friends with each other, and you know, we are sad if someone goes out in Cup of the Day or if someone just doesn't make it, even though they would have deserved it, and BDS is certainly deserving it. But also Solary after that 4-0 clean sweep on that second best of 7, and right now it is Carl Jr. and Pack leading. Aurel is in there as well, but a little bit further behind. Afi eating a lot of that penalty surface, and he slows down a lot. You can see he lost roughly 0.05, but gets a really, really aggressive line. Also Aurel still in the mix. Carl Jr. and Pack are on a really good time here. And this could be another 0.4 or 0.5 from both players. Looking good, but they still have to survive this tricky beam apart here that is coming up, and also the ending jump. Aurel is pushing so much. Afi as well, and Aurel will crash as well as Carl Jr.
Carl Jr. missed it as well. That is respawning.
What is going on? Both crash into the left side.
Can't miss it again. We still made it with a bounce over the ball.
What is happening? Oh my god.
What is going on? Aurel went from 3rd place to 1st and then back to 4th in the span of 5 seconds. I can't believe it.
Yeah, Aurel had such a crazy identity there, but he was not able to control it. But it's still a draw, so no team getting aced here. And BDS 4 points, Solary 5. Dude, it's sometimes so hard to comprehend what just happened. Right?
It's insane what is going on right here. This identity is such a difficult one. It doesn't look that difficult, but it is really difficult if you have played it before, especially if you have tried pushing it before. It is so hard to see and also gauge your line, especially over that beam, but also the jump into the finish is really difficult to get optimally. And we can definitely see that from the players. Carl Jr. with a mistake, they're falling behind. It's only Pack right now. Of course, it's only a 1 point difference still. There was was only one victory by SOLARY. Otherwise, we have only seen draws so far in this match on this track right now. It's packed really close with Afi going into the last part, going into the identity, both on decent runs. Once again, Aurel following a little bit behind. If there's a mistake, he can capitalize on this one, but let's follow Pack and Afi into the identity right here. Both looking really good, but Afi just gets a little bit more speed and he gets it. 400s of a difference, but Aurel did make a mistake in the end, and in the end it's once again another draw. It is 5-6. What is going on? It's again so close between the players.
So 4 draws and 1 victory for SOLARY right now. So you can't really see why this match is a 50-50 in a best of 1 format. Yeah, it is incredibly close between the teams. So let us see who's gonna win this round, or if it's another draw, as Aurel didn't have the best start all along here, as Carl, Afi and Pack are fighting it out. Afi with a good line, will not touch the wall. They're very close. This outside line is so hard to do. In general, it's very hard to predict those outside lines. Now Carl Jr. drifting a bit more, not having as much speed as Pack and Afi, who are leading 0.1 of a second here. And it is Pack who is leading, but also Aurel is catching up here with a very good line towards Carl Jr. It's coming all down to the identity again. This is literally the story of the whole map. It is so close. Some mistakes have happened, but the player is able to come back. You see Aurel with a very, very good line there. But let's focus on that fight for first position. Afi with a really good line. Pack setting up wide, has more speed. Pack can overtake, and he will do so. Pack is sniping it, and it's another draw. You are kidding me. It's 6-7, and now it's match point for SOLARY because they are at 7 points. But dude, what is going on?
I can't believe what's happening right there. Again, also really great times, 0.51 and I think a 0.53 or something like that. It's incredible what we're seeing right now. But yes, SOLARY now in the opportunity. They have the chance to close it out and go into the grand final if they ace this round. But of course, BDS would try to not let that happen. Afi currently in the lead. Aurel closely following the 2 SOLARY players going into the dirt outside turn. Both of the SOLARY players doing that.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe how close they go exactly. Afi falling behind Pack after a very good drift. It's so close between all 4 players. So it's incredible the fights that we're seeing on this track right here. Now going into the dirt turn right here. I can't believe it. There are changes in positions every round. The players will see the numbers. It's just switching from 1, 2, 3, 4 completely around all the time. And we go now into the identity. It's still Aurel leading with Afi and Pack. Carl a little bit further behind, just 1/10. It's so
Afi!
Could it be the ace? It's looking like the ace. Do they make it? I guess they do. Oh my god. I can't believe it.
And now it's the last round.
It's a 9-7.
It's the dude.
It is the 9-7.
It's gonna end like that. It's a point 48.
This is the last round right now. Whoever wins this round right here, Pack and Carl need an ace in this round. Can they make it?
There is one outcome for SOLARY to make it into the winner bracket or into the grand final already. The other team will drop into the loser bracket and will play against the winner of the match Kameen Corp versus Gamers First, which will also be next week. But let's focus. It is Pack and Carl Jr. leading the round. You have to be joking me, but of course there's still the identity left. But what a story is that? Now Carl Jr. with his very, very inside line doesn't have the best amount of speed. Aurel is coming closer. It is Afi also coming very, very close towards Carl Jr., who doesn't really have a good line, but comes back here very, very nicely with a very inside line. Pack is going so wide there, and I think lost a little bit of speed with that, but is still in the lead from 4th to 1st due to his wide line. It is all in the ending. What is gonna happen? I have no idea, but if Pack and Carl Jr. will survive, this will be a very good comeback. Pack with a mistake. Aurel and Afi will make it. Afi with a mistake himself, but Aurel will survive it, and it is BDS winning the best of 1 on reps. Pack crumbling under the pressure, and you can see the reactions here. It is all over the place, but what a best of 1 was that. We couldn't ask for more. 8 rounds and it is BDS winning 10-9 and another 10-9.
Yes,
on this
another
map.
10-9 and another in the best of one on reps. History repeating itself from the prior matches. Incredible stuff. I can't believe what we are seeing here. It was incredibly close between the players. The paces that we have seen on this one, and especially under such nerves, under such pressure to perform on that level is just incredible. It was so incredibly close, and already it started so close at the beginning. Look at how close it was between the players here already in the very first round, which was, of course, it was the theme of the map. Of course, it was a draw, and yet another draw right here in this round as well. It is such a wild identity, but once again, it ends in the draw. And what happens here? Round number 4.
Oh my god!
It is so close. Both SOLARY players in the lead, but again, they're hunting so much. They're overtaking, and in the end, it's another draw after such a messy.
I would
end.
love to see that from another
respawning.
perspective.
Exactly,
actually.
it would be really nice to see Carl finishing like they're bouncing over the ball, and then.
And you see their reactions as well, right?
It is so insane, especially being in that moment as a driver. It is really difficult.
And then, of course, getting that ace here, just, that is where the match was really turning into BDS favor. And then Pack and also Carl Jr. were leading the round, but of course Pack with a mistake here, entering the identity, and then Afi with a mistake, but Aurel was able to stay ahead, and that was it. BDS took it home, even though they got defeated there in this round, and you can see Afi's reaction, Carl Jr.'s and Pack's reaction, but every point really mattered there. But I think we couldn't have asked for a better match, and well, Lars, what a day.
Yeah,
what
incredible.
a day.
We definitely chose a good day to step in right here. I think there was incredible matches that we witnessed today. Incredible stuff. I think the players definitely improved a lot from the previous matches that we saw. We definitely see these 2 weeks that they had to prepare for these playoffs definitely paid off, and we saw some incredible matches.
And if we sharing them.
Yes, of course. But if they can keep this up, I think there will be incredible matches coming next weekend as well, where we will see the